Well guys, Scag's about to get her mani-pedi. We're going to change the oil, change the hydraulic fluid, put fuel filter, oil filter, air filter, the whole 9 yards. Y'all stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? James with That's Right Lawn Care here. I was going to go live on my phone a little while ago, just while I was getting everything ready, getting everything taken out to the truck, finding all the tools and stuff like that. I was going to go live on mobile, but I don't think it recognizes me as a 1,000 subscriber channel yet, so that was out of the question. So we couldn't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything I need together. We're going to get over to the mower, and I'm going to drain the oil, drain the hydraulic fluid. I'm gonna drain it, filter it, fill it back up, be good to go. So hopefully this time I don't do what I did last time. I do not want to make that mistake again. When I put the filter on, if you'll go to the biggest rookie mistake video, I took the hydraulic fluid filter off, went to put the other one back on, filled it up, noticed it was leaking, said, oh dear Lord. So I thought I'd punctured the oil filter. So the gasket actually came off of the filter and I didn't even realize it. I wasn't looking, I wasn't paying attention, whatever. So anyways, I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Every time I do the oil change, I always look and make sure that O-ring's still on the filter, and it just slipped my mind. I didn't even look. So this time, I'm gonna make sure that O-ring is on the filter whenever I take the filter off. So we'll not make that mistake again. Let's go. Alright guys, I've had this out here running for a little while. Go ahead and turn it off. Wanted to show you, we are at 501.2 hours. I don't know if you were able to hear that with the motorcycle, but we're 501.2 hours on the VR2. Did kind of go over a little bit, but it's not going to hurt. So I wanted to get my hydraulic fluid changed at 500, and of course we're at an interval for the oil change, and also I'm going to start doing the full tune-up every 250 hours. So I'll take you over here, show you what I got. So we have a Kohler Command Pro EFI 19 through 26.5 horsepower for the twin cylinder. It's an engine maintenance kit. I've got the Scag Power Equipment Premium Oil Filter. As you can see the part number there. Not going to read it off. This is for the hydraulic fluid, and this is the hydraulic fluid that we will be using. So I've just kind of been getting all my tools and stuff ready. I've got the oil filter wrench. I've got the 10mm on a socket to release the oil, which I'm going to go ahead and start doing to let it drain. First going to come over here and take that dipstick out. That way we have maximized airflow to get this oil out. So let's start getting this drained. That's very hot, don't touch it. You can see I just got it loose and got it all the way untight. We are draining oil. I'm gonna see if I can capture it. There you go. As you can see, it is draining right along, so we will let that sit and drain for a little while. I'm gonna grab some other stuff that I'm gonna need to do this job. All right guys, while I'm letting that oil drain, I'm gonna go ahead and change out the spark plugs, the air filter, the fuel filter, stuff like that. Just to kind of speed up the process. I was ready to be cleaned. Now this with the pre-filter is still good, so we're going to go ahead and just shove the new filter on. All right, air filter's changed. Go ahead and pull these spark plug wires off. Now these take a, what do I do with it? A 5/8 spark plug socket. So go ahead and get it on there, pull them off. Now in reading, I found that the torque specs for the spark plugs are supposed to be 20 pounds. 20 pounds of torque. So when we put it back on, I'll just give it 20 pounds of torque. That with the old, it doesn't even look too bad, but it's time. So we'll put the new one in. Okay, 20. About 20. Alright, both the spark plugs are changed out. Now we're going to change out the fuel filter. And our oil is just about done leaking. So I still see a couple of drops down there. With the fuel filter, you always want to keep an eye on that arrow. Make sure which way your fuel is flowing. So in this case, our fuel, I can't do it holding the camera, but yeah, there we go. So our fuel is flowing this way. As you can see on the new filter, which is different than the other filter, but it is the filter that is recommended for this engine. We're gonna, what you need, just a pair of pliers. I'm using needle nose just because that was what I grabbed out of the bag and I figured that'd work just fine. So I'm gonna set y'all up and see the arrow on this one. Not sure if you can see it because it's clear. But this is the way it will be going in. So what we're gonna do is take a pair of pliers, crimp those, move them down the line, crimp these, move them back, take the old filter out. Filter, that's short for fuel filter, filter. So we're gonna take the old filter out and put the new one in. Another note, turn your fuel off. In this case, I've already done it. I failed to mention it, but turn your fuel off, and that way all your fuel is not running towards the line. Now you may have a little spillage just because there's already fuel in that line headed towards that filter, but aim it up, you won't spill a lot. So, and of course, anytime you take this filter is already full of fuel, you're gonna leak a little bit. It doesn't really matter. So, flow this way. So just a couple of drops, doesn't really matter. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Make sure your flow is the right way. Just like that. Take this one out. Now all the fuel is gonna drain out of this. See, it's a little bit of spillage. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Plop the new one back on. Make sure and get it all the way up there. Now when you go to put your clamps back on, always put your clamps back in the same position that they were on that rubber hose, because that's already created a seal from being stuck right there. So that's where it knows that its seal is at. So if you try and put it anywhere else, I'm not saying that it's not going to seal correctly, I'm just saying you've always got a better chance if you go back to that same exact place where you had the seal before. As I can see, right there is where it was sealed, and right there. So we're good. Fuel filter's changed. Alright guys, so our oil's basically all drained out. We're going to take off the oil filter and put the new one on. Now you are going to lose a little bit more oil whenever that happens. And like I did in the last one, you can get your little shop rags and clean that up, which is what I'm going to go grab right now. Got my new filter. We'll take some of this oil out of the old filter to put on this O-ring, gasket, whatever you want to call it. Probably gasket. Now it does not have to be brand new oil, it just needs to be oil. So got some oil on there. It says to go hand tight and then a little more. So I'll give it a little more. There we go, there's hand tight and a little more. All right, now that our oil filter is back on, we can fill up the oil, which is sitting right here. This is the Kohler 10W30 universal engine oil, formulated for Kohler engines. Now, Scag and Kohler kind of simplified things with draining the oil, but putting the oil in, it's not necessarily a challenge. It's just kind of tight. So in most cases I'll use a funnel this case, I'm not going to. Just gonna set that aside. The way these oil bottles are created, if you can see that picture right there, that's how you pour this. So you can get to a certain point before oil will actually start to come out, and that makes it easier for getting in some of these tighter spaces and stuff like that. All right, 2 quarts will fill her up. That oil's been sitting in the sun for a little while. The viscosity of it was real thin, we'll put it that way, so it was real easy to just pour all that in there. Didn't create too much of a mess. So we'll save my empty ones to fill them up with the old oil. And that's where that funnel comes into play. All right guys, time to do the hydraulic fluid. So got a 5/8. Now this bar kind of gets in the way, so just kind of be careful when you take that out. You can get it stuck, it won't come out just like that. So just kind of get it to where you can get it out, and usually you can just kind of hand twist it the rest of the way out. And this one I'll just leave on here since that one's out. Alright, got the 15/16 out for this bigger one, and 13/16 for the smaller one. I've already loosened it, so it's free to go now. Alright, so you got all the fluid changed out. I'm trying to get you under here so you can see it. So there is a filter up under here, and we are going to change it out. So I got my old filter wrench down here. Work on getting this. I know the last time I did it, and I was watching the video just kind of go over some of the stuff I did. I think I want to put, straighten y'all up a little bit. There we go. I think I want to put my drain pan up underneath here. That way when I drop the filter, I can tilt the filter and have it drain into my drain pan, instead of what I tried to do last time. I had the drain pan up here. It was all tight quarter work, and I made a big mess and got my hand all oily. So this time I'll try and do it a different way, see if it works a little better. Yeah, a little easier that way. And just let that sit there and drain. Perfect. Perfect. Got the new filter here. Since this one installs sitting straight up like that, we can fill it up with fluid or oil, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up. Just try and twist this around, try and get the bubbles out of it. Go ahead and lube that gasket up. And before we put it in, look at this old one. Old filter. The gasket came off with it. So, the gasket's not going to be up in there. But, just since I had it that one time happen, I'm always freaking out about it now. I'm going to check. Make sure there's no gasket up there. Alright. We are in the clear. Time to put the new oil filter on. couple of good times with this wrench just to make sure it's on there tight. It's kind of hard to get your hand up under there and then get leverage to twist. So right now it's pretty much hand tight. Let's give it a couple of twists. Be good. All right, time to fill this up. So it's going to take the rest of the 1 quart and then a whole nother quart, and we'll see where our level's at. We'll go ahead and finish this one off. It's not too windy today, so I'm not having to worry about it. The last time I used the funnel, and sometimes even using a funnel keep you from making a mess, but let's try to get this done today. Excited. I left my key on the whole time, so I think my battery's probably gonna be dead. Oh well, we'll see when I go to start it up. If not, I'll just go get another battery, because this battery is coming up on 3 years old now. Alright, put the rest of this in there. Boop. Glug, 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 glug. See the viscosity of that oil? It's just like pouring water. Okay, so last time when I did this video, sorry, I'm still trying to drain some of this oil. Last time when I did the video, I didn't mention anything about bleeding the system of air bubbles, getting all the air bubbles out and stuff like that. And I didn't even do it. So this time we're gonna do a little system bleeding to see if we can get any air bubbles out. And I guess I didn't have any last time because I didn't have any issues with it, and I just dropped my funnel. But last time I didn't have any issues with it. So what we're going to go ahead and do, oil filter's on. Before we start it up to run the system, let's see if they're, let's go over our checklist. Grass on the screen, okay. All right, so we did our air filter, oil filter, fuel filter. We got to turn our fuel back on. We did the oil change, spark plugs, hydraulic filter, hydraulic fluid, turn the gas on. Let us see if she'll start. 501.2. Okay, so bleeding the system. What I'm gonna do is I've already got these loosened up, so it should not move whenever you move that. So what we're doing now is going to throttle up. I'm gonna go back and forth, move that fluid around, then we will engage our transmissions, and then we will drive it backwards and forwards a couple of times. This will get any of those little air bubbles out. Hope y'all are able to hear me while this is running. What they want you to do is run this backwards and forwards for close to 2 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. After that, we will cut off the engine, and I'm going to tighten the transmissions up and get the fluid going to them. That way we can run it. We'll run it right out here backwards and forwards just for a little while, just to make sure everything's working properly. Then we're going to check the oil level, hydraulic fluid level, see what we're at. If we need to add any, we will. If not, we are good to go. So be back with you shortly. All right, guys, we just cut the motor off. I'm going to tighten these back up This engages the transmission, that way when the fluid comes through, instead of bypassing it and not causing the hydraulics to turn the wheels, that fluid is just passing through and it will not move anything. Tight. Tight.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Well, I guess everything seems to be in good running condition. I'm gonna check the oil level, see if we need to top it off or not. And if you can see it, we are right about where we need to be. So there's like a little hole right there. If you can see that. We're right where we need to be. We are good to go. So all that's left to do today is gotta put some sharp blades on there, grease everything up, gas it up. I'm good to go Monday. So I think we got like an 80% chance of rain tomorrow. And if it's not raining, I think I'm gonna try and do a video. Because I got the 5 in a row there. So we'll try and get some good trimming footage. Gotta clean some gutters. It's gonna be a fun Monday. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching. This time I didn't make that rookie mistake. I don't want to ever make that mistake anymore. You know, that's a costly mistake. Of course, it doesn't cost too much for a filter. A quart of oil is all I really lost. So this time, I remembered, check that O-ring. Make sure your O-ring comes off with the filter. Guys, it can happen to anybody. Happened to me. I've even mentioned it before in videos. Make sure that O-ring is not there. Make sure that O-ring is with the filter. That way you're not doubling up on your O-ring, causing a leak. So, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all had an awesome Sunday. Hope you're motivated. Hope you are motivated. Hope you're ready to go tomorrow if you're in the lawn care business. If you're not, I hope you're ready to go Monday. Whatever it is that you're doing, get out there on your hustle, get out there on your grind, your 9 to 5, whatever you're doing. Hope y'all have a good week. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Shoot me a thumbs up. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Perfect.